Hello, hello, and welcome. Angela here from Birch Tree Wellness Works. I am your quantum catalyst, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. I'm really excited because this is the first in a brand new series of audio transmissions that I'll be sharing here on the channel. So these are meant to be real-time reflections, right? They're based on what I'm sensing in the collective field, what's moving through my own channel, and what hopefully is going to be helpful as we navigate some of these big energetic shifts that are going on externally and internally together. Some of these transmissions, I'm sure, like today, are going to be more short and intuitive, and others might go a little bit deeper into explanation or teaching or research. Because for those of you that do not know me personally, I have been a registered nurse for 27 years now. Yes, I counted before I hit the record. I was like, how many years have I been doing this health and wellness thing now? So a registered nurse for 27 years. And over that time, I have learned a lot about research and evidence-based practice, as well as real health, real wellness. And I'm not going to go deeply into my personal journey. You can read about that other places, but let me just say that my intention is to offer you science-backed and spirit-infused support that meets you exactly where you are, like all of you, your mind, your body, your soul. This is what I call multidimensional health and wellness, because we're multidimensional beings, right? If you're here, if you're listening to this transmission, that's you. This is our next paradigm of health and wellness, moving into the new age, into the next age. So my intention for these transmissions is just to remind you that you're not walking through this alone, and hopefully provide some information and also the frequency of that community is really important to me and is a huge part of my mission. And I was actually talking to my sister today. We went to lunch and I was talking to my sister, and she was saying the same thing that I've been hearing from a lot of the women I talk to, that she really wishes she had a space where she could have these kinds of conversations, where she could talk about her discoveries of her starseed lineage. And, I know there are a lot of places out there on the internet. I've been in a lot of them or looked at a lot of them. And, there's a lot of good information. There are some crackpots out there, and I hope to provide kind of a middle path between them. So let's get into today's transmission. I want to talk today about the solar flares and the frequency impact on us as light-based beings. So I know we hear a lot about solar flares. It's become kind of a buzzword thing. But right now, we are together in a pretty significant space of recalibration, right? It's energetic, it's spiritual, it's tangible, it's practical, it's real fucking life recalibration. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on YouTube. This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll hear about it. So if you've been following any of these like space weather updates, I have a few of the apps on my phone. You probably know we have been experiencing waves of very powerful solar flares for quite some time now. Definitely some really big ones in the month of May. It's May 29th, 2025 when I'm recording this. There are also quite a few significant planetary transits happening. Saturn just moved into Aries, and a number of other things. But even if you haven't been following this stuff, you probably have been feeling it on multiple levels of your being, right? Physically, emotionally, energetically. And I'm going to give a few suggestions of what has really been helpful for me, helpful to the people in my communities that I've been connecting with towards the end of the video. Audio, sorry, again, first time. So these solar flares are intense bursts of electromagnetic radiation, right? Literal light waves being emitted by the sun. And it's important to remember that light is not just illumination. These waves actually carry energy and encoded information, right? These waves are frequency, and our bodies are frequency too. Our bodies are made of light as well, especially at the DNA level and the subcellular level. And this is something I've studied a lot. Like I said, with my scientific background, it's something I'm super interested in due to my own Arcturian starseed lineage. So when these solar flares hit, they are not just affecting the satellites, the stuff out in space, the electronics. They are interacting in real time with our body, our electromagnetic systems, with our entire biofield. So they're influencing the nervous system, the emotional body, the sleep cycles. These are some of the things that I have been coming across personally, or clients have told me about. Even the coherence of our thoughts, our mind, our consciousness can be disrupted. So this is not an abstract occurrence, because our DNA, the DNA in every one of our cells, is a photonic structure, meaning that it responds to light, that it emits light. The electrons that make up the atoms in our cells respond to frequency, respond to light, respond to that information wave. And when the frequency shifts, the resonance changes. And when the resonance changes, so the frequency interacting with the environment changes, we change. So let's talk about how this could look for a minute. You might be feeling really foggy. You might be feeling more tired than normal. This has been me. Like, wow, I have not been this tired for a long time. And sometimes it comes on really quickly. A couple of weeks ago, I was driving and I literally just missed my exit on the freeway and had to go like 30 minutes farther because I, out of nowhere, unaccountably, just was so fatigued. So that kind of exhaustion, you might even feel emotionally stirred up in ways you didn't expect. And this is where I want to make the connection in this transmission today. All of our systems are in the process of expansion, of moving into holding a greater bandwidth. So we're clearing, we're realigning, we're recalibrating. And what I've been seeing and feeling myself, moving through myself, is that a lot of the situations coming up right now are actually inviting us into a deeper level of sovereignty, of energetic sovereignty first with these specific light codes, and then the ripple of this sovereignty into our lives, into all areas of our relationships, whether, you know, it's a relationship with a partner, a relationship with your job, a relationship with yourself, a relationship maybe with your time, your energy, your sense of worth. All of these have been coming up for me recently. Let me know how this is resonating for you. I'd really love to hear. So you might have old dynamics coming back up in a relationship, or your job no longer really serving you the way that it used to. Like all of this stuff, what I want to say, I suddenly just had a New York accent. I am coming from New York, but upstate New York, not the city. So all of this stuff is coming up either to be cleared, to be seen, to be transmuted. And that's what this solar energy is actually here to help us do. So while we may be experiencing it in ways that traditionally feel, quote, negative, like we're really tired or whatever, it's in service to our greatest good. It is in service to our sovereignty. And that might just have to be the title of this transmission, because I didn't have that yet. And I'm writing it down right now as I speak. It's like that's the frequency of this. Because our sovereignty at this point does not mean separation. These waves are about transcending separation right here in our bodies. So it's about honoring all parts of ourselves, right? And sometimes these situations that come up and challenge us the most are the ones that are going to point us back to wholeness, bring us back into unity. Yeah, I think that's all I want to say about this. I'm trying to keep this brief for you guys, but I'm super excited and I feel like I have a lot to share. So I'm hoping this is resonating, hoping this is helpful. Let's talk briefly about how to navigate this moment. So covering your frequency adjustments, your nervous system, your overall alignment. Like, how do we meet this level of intensity and stay centered while everything around us might be shifting? And I've definitely been navigating through some big stuff. So if any of you out there are as well, I feel you. I'm right here with you. So here are some things that I've found helpful that I'm teaching and sharing lately in my communities and with my clients. The first thing you might have heard, but it is super important, so I will repeat, is grounding this energy. Like, not just through a routine, not just the simple, like, I'm going to go put my feet on the earth, although that's beautiful too, but through intentional presence. Like, when you let your body touch the earth, slow down, move gently, bring mindfulness to supporting your system to integrate these higher frequencies. And that was something I'll share quickly that I shared with my sister in our conversation today. Like, the other morning I was out walking around my yard and I got this drop of information in my channel, like in my mind, in my consciousness, that was so clear. Like, this is life. The grass, the trees, the sky, the fucking life is here. It's not in your house. It's not in your phone. It's not, on in your job or your Facebook app or whatever. And I think we've become quite a bit removed from that. And I think that's part of our next, our big shift that we're navigating. So that's the first thing, grounding this energy. The second thing is remembering that we are meant to translate frequency through our emotions, through our bodies, through our nervous system, through our mind. Frequency is meant to be felt. So you don't align with a frequency or calibrate at that higher level by thinking about it. You've got to feel your way there. So you honor what you feel, even if it is uncomfortable. And it's about really letting the energy of emotion move through you, not getting stuck, not attaching meaning, but letting that energy flow as it is meant to. And doing that in whatever way feels best and feels most aligned. Like, it might be journaling, it might be screaming into a pillow, it might be going for a walk, it might simply be sitting down and connecting to your guides, to your support system. But feeling that frequency and becoming more frequency aware is really key for where we're going in this next phase. And then the third and final thing I want to say is super important to keep our systems, our nervous systems, coherent. So not overly relaxed, not overly stimulated, not in survival mode, but really balanced and coherent. Like, this is the sweet spot where your multidimensional systems can receive insight, can receive guidance, can receive this light and anchor in new patterns without short-circuiting. So there are a number of things to keep your system coherent. A really great one is by the nonprofit called Heart Math. I'll leave that link in the description. Working with heart coherence, any kind of mindfulness, meditation, breath work, whatever floats your boat, that allows you to connect to your inner compass and let that clarity, that new energy, that new information and frequency rise up within and move through you. And I think that's all I want to say for right now. Like I said, I really wanted to keep this short, which is tough for me when I get really excited, but if this transmission resonated with you, I would love to hear in the comments what landed, what you're going through. Just feel free to come back to this anytime. And I will be sharing more of these audios. I'm transitioning deeper into this next phase of my spiritual practice with more real-time guidance, a deeper presence myself, and more frequent offerings to support this huge collective shift that we're navigating together. So if you are looking for ways to go deeper, if you would like to receive more support on these topics, you will find a few links in the description. There's no pressure. Obviously, trust what calls you, what's resonant. And I do have to say, I have another audio coming soon. This one has been asking to be spoken for quite a while now. And it's all about the deeper soul patterns behind all of this. So specifically, I'll give a little teaser. Specifically, it's about what happens when we carry ancient wisdom from lifetimes like Atlantis or Lemuria, but we are going through this cycle, this phase, this kind of redo and reset, and we might be struggling to feel fully integrated. And there's a lot behind this. So I think I'm just going to leave it there. Like I said, trying to keep this brief. So if the Atlantean connection, the frequency-based information is stirring something in you, just tune in. That'll be the next one I release. And thank you for being here with me, for showing up for yourself above all else, and for being a part of this wider field of awakening and higher frequency light that we are all connected in. Sending you so much love. I'll see you in the next one.